Our next speaker is our Math Prize alumna, Emma Kerwin. Emma Kerwin is a senior at MIT who is majoring in business analytics. She recently completed an internship in portfolio analysis at PGIM in Newark, New Jersey, where she used technical tools in order to improve a risk assessment model that evaluates $35 billion worth of combined mortgage-backed securities. Emma is active in many clubs on campus, from an interactive haunted house to the Delta Phi Epsilon sorority to the Sloan Undergraduate Advisory Board. She loves skiing, knitting, and working on jigsaw puzzles. Emma has always had a passion for mathematics, and she is excited to share that with all of you today. So please welcome Math Prize for Girls alumna, Emma Kerwin.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Before I get started, I'd like to just share a quick fun fact. Our freshman year of college, Justina and I were actually roommates. But yeah. So ever since I was little, I was always known as the math girl. This reputation started as soon as I can remember, and it continued with me all the way through grade school. Whenever I was in a mathematical setting, I never fixated on the gender of my teammates. You were either my friend or just somebody I didn't know quite as well. The first time I learned that something was fishy was as a 7th grader at my chapter math counts competition. I got 6th place in my little corner of suburbia. However, the thing that everyone fussed about the most was that I was the highest scoring girl in the region. It confused me how I could be all the way down in 6th place and still be the highest scoring girl. Statistically speaking, shouldn't I at least have had to come in 2nd? The same thing happened next year when I came in 4th. I was happy to keep my crown, but I was frankly disappointed that there weren't other girls at the top of the competition as well. I came from a well-educated area where my gender had never been discussed in a classroom setting, so this was very confusing for me. Why should they be happy that the highest scoring girl is in 4th place? Why should the highest scoring girl even be considered laudable when we live in a huge world with all different types of people? Years later, I eventually became the captain of my high school's math team. We had 5 meets a year where the competitors sat in different rooms based on their school. After participating in several meets, a younger student confided in me that she found it difficult to be the only girl in the competition room. I told her something that probably made her uncomfortable, but that I thought she genuinely needed to hear. I told her, at the end of the day, you just have to go in and do it. If somebody has to be the only girl in the room, it might as well just be you. I've faced similar situations over the years. For me, the most powerful example is to think back to the difference between my Math Counts chapter competition and the Massachusetts state competition. I remember vividly how the proportion of girls plummeted as the competition became more selective. The other girl on my team, someone I was not very similar to, instantly became my most kindred spirit. However, looking back, I'm so glad that I didn't let this disparity deter me from pursuing my love of competitive math. We need brave people to pave the way in making things right, and I'm proud to consider myself one of them. The gumption that I hope to inspire in others led me to taking numerous math competitions over the years and ultimately led me to MIT. It's safe to assume that many of you have been in the position of my younger friend at least once by now. It's a challenging reality to deal with, and I can't speak for how your individual experiences made you feel. However, I assure you that by fighting through them, you did the best possible thing, not only for yourselves, but for all the generations of math girls who are going to come along after you. By focusing on your interests in STEM, regardless of what those around you are doing, you're doing everyone an enormous favor. The world needs more people like all of you, independently minded individuals who fearlessly use their talents in applicable ways and inspire others along the journey. I'd like all of you to take a second to reflect on what you have accomplished so far on your journey to Math Prize for Girls. All of you have served as an example for at least one other student along the way. As you continue with your academic and professional experiences, please don't lose sight of the many amazing things you've done. With more and more young mathematicians doing exactly what you're doing, any remaining glass ceiling will soon be shattered. And maybe, just maybe, the highest scoring girl award will have a new title: first place. Thank you.